and welcome to Love Talk. It's great to have you here with us once again, and we're ready to answer your questions and talk about intelligent love.
Yes, get ready and remember to always share. People share so many things on social media, things that are not even important. Please share this video. I'm very confident that the information you're going to get today will help you as well as your friends. So help us share this video, okay?
Now, with tonight's question, you might not think so, but this is a more common question than you think. Maybe you think nobody asks this, but actually, we've had this kind of question a few times. It says, my husband has been trying to convince me to watch pornography with him as a way to spice up our sex life. I have learned in these programs before that pornography is wrong, but at the same time, I don't want to let my husband down with our intimacy. How do I deal with this problem? Well, what we've done in order for us not to just say that pornography is wrong, just for the sake of saying it's wrong, we have here 4 very easy to understand reasons why you shouldn't watch pornography or you shouldn't bring it to your marriage. And remembering also that God makes everything perfect. He made Adam and Eve without the need to spice up their sex life with pornography or anything else. What they had, what God gave them was already enough for the perfect sex life. Now, first reason why you should not watch pornography is it causes a comparison with your spouse. So usually this affects men more because men start to watch women on the screen when they're watching pornography, and they compare their wife with what they see on the screen, and what's on the screen is not reality, and that causes insecurities. Usually on the woman's side, she feels insecure because she doesn't look like the one on the screen, and it creates in his mind a comparison with the person he has next to him.
Your wife feels disrespected because just like anything else you watch on TV, it's filled and full of makeup. You know, you see me now here, I have some makeup on, but if you saw me this morning as I woke up in real life, I had no makeup whatsoever and I looked quite different. So people have this thing that what they see on TV, they think it's reality. It's not. And the wife feels low, she feels disrespected, she feels less than what she should be to the husband, and it's very, very bad.
And the wife should know that even if the husband doesn't say so, every time when he watches porn, every time he will be together with you afterwards, he will be comparing you to what he sees. That needs to be, you need to understand that. It's the first reason why you shouldn't allow that to enter your marriage. You don't need it. The second reason is it gives you a tarnished view of reality, which means what you see in a pornography film or video is not reality. In reality, the intimate life of a couple, sex between a couple, is not like on that video. And people think that's how it should be. For example, a man thinks it's okay to treat a woman the way that she's treated in that video, or she has to do the same thing. And many times, and we have heard couples say this to us, sometimes the guy wants to recreate what he sees on the video in the bedroom. And that's wrong. You are trying to create a movie in your house, something that is not real. This leads to problems.
You have to understand that this is why it's not reality. The person who wrote the script to that movie has a dirty, filthy mind. So that person imagined something, and that is a combination of all her bad thoughts, and she put it into a movie. You see, and then you watch that and you think, oh, this is interesting. Oh, let me try this at home. And it doesn't work. It's not real. You know, God didn't do that. God created simplicity. One was enough for the other. And it works. You know, so that's why it's not reality. It doesn't work because it's not real. It's not natural. You know, what else can I say? I mean...
The third reason not to watch porn is that porn is addictive. There have been several studies that have been done that clearly demonstrate that the same effect the brain feels when watching pornography is the same effect the brain feels when a person experiences with a drug. And so the person wants to go for the next fix, the next big thing. And just like people usually start with a lighter drug and go to a heavier drug, the same thing happens with porn. Because if your husband says, let's spice up our sex life with porn, what will he ask you to do next time? If you say yes to that, so next time he's going to ask you to add someone else to the bedroom, to try and go and see other people. That's why you have to learn to say no, because it's addictive. It's a snowball. It gets people want to go into the next thing.
And just like a person who is an addict, if you know someone, surely we all know someone or have heard of someone with an addiction, and we know that an addiction, it's like this. You take this so that you can have some peace or joy, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that you want to achieve. So if you don't have that drug, you don't feel the peace anymore. So this happens to addicts. So next time you are with your real partner, you don't feel anything for that person because that person is not enough for you. You need someone else. You need something else. And this is how an addict behaves. It has no, there's no intelligence there. It's just an addiction that is controlling your mind. So look at what you saying yes to your husband will bring to your marriage. I mean, we still have another point, isn't it?
Actually, this leads us to the third point, the addiction. And the result of that addiction leads to the final point, that it kills the need for physical intimacy. And we experienced counseling couples a lot with this problem when we were there in London. Mm-hmm. That a lot of couples, there would be nothing physically between the husband and wife anymore, because the husband would no longer feel any attraction for the wife because he had this thing with the video. So the wife was never enough, so he wouldn't look to be with the wife physically, to be with the video. So when he says to you that this might spice up your intimacy and bring you closer together, it's a lie. Here's the thing. God created man and woman to be one flesh. And anything else you bring into the couple will separate that flesh. You don't need anything else. This is the bottom line. You have here 4 reasons why you have to say no to him and say, not only I don't want you to bring this to our marriage, but I don't accept that you watch this. The final thing we perhaps should say, just very quickly, is that watching pornography is the same thing as adultery, betrayal, because you're watching that act with someone else.
Yes, and you are desiring what you see on that TV. And Jesus said, if you look at a woman, and that goes for women and men, because there are women who watch pornography also. Mm-hmm. And then the husband notices she's very distant, and he wonders what's going on. Well, she's up to something, and you should look into that. Same for the men. So this is a reality. And something I was going to add to what you said very quickly is to the last point, is that even medically it's been proven that you as a man will not function, if you know what I mean, as a result of you watching that rubbish on TV. And that's it. You will lose your marriage, you will lose your relationship, and you kind of lose your manhood with it, all because of a trend that everyone is doing it. So let's see what it looks like. And also I would like to encourage those who are watching us who have not yet watched pornography. Don't even go there. Don't be curious. Don't want to know about it, because it's highly addictive from what I hear. So there's no point.
And we were talking a lot about men, because statistically, the majority of people who consume pornography are men. Mm. There's women also, and actually the numbers of women that are watching pornography is increasing, but the majority are still men. So to answer your question, here you have some reasons why you should say no for this to come into your marriage, and make it clear to your husband that you do not accept him to engage in this for these reasons and other reasons. The final one being that it's a sin. We have to remember from a spiritual perspective, It is
the
a
main
sin.
one,
The
actually.
main one. Okay? Let's go to hear a beautiful song. We'll come back to talk about today's topic in a moment.
Void and formless with darkness on the deep. In the beginning was God, the Word. When I look up to the sky, I see the rising of the sun. At the end of another day, I see the going down of the sea. When I hear the singing of the birds, when I see the beauty of flowers, when I behold the vastness of the sea, nature declares you to me. And then God said, let there be light. I see His existence in all He created. Him more when I see all that He made. In all things I see Him. In this light I see Him. When I look up to the sky, I see the rising of the sun. And at the end of another day, I see the going down of the sun. When I hear the singing of the birds, when I see the beauty of flowers, when I behold the vastness of the sea, nature declares you to me. And then God said, let there be light. I see His existence in all He created. More when I see all that He made. In all things I see Him. In this light I see Him. How can I deny? How can I not see Him in all these wonders? How can I not believe that a perfect Creator as You exist? How can I deny? How can I not see Him in all these wonders? How can I not believe that a perfect Creator as You exist? And then God said, let there be light. I see His existence in all He created. When I see all that He made, in all things I see Him. In this light I see Him. And then God said, let there be light. I see His existence in all He created. When I see all that He made, in all things I see Him. In this light I see
Welcome back. If you're in a relationship, I'm sure you've had the experience where you had a disagreement, an argument, but then later you thought, what are we arguing about? Right? This has happened to us. Mm-hmm. We had a disagreement, we were fighting over something. Fighting is a strong word, but we later realized we didn't even know what we were fighting over. This happens to every couple. Today we're going to address this issue. The Bible says like this, but avoid foolish and ignorant disputes, knowing that they generate strife. Now, strife means division, separation. And the Bible tells us to avoid foolish arguments. You know, some disagreements, they're pointless. They're foolish. Some are important. And when a couple starts to have an argument starts to come up over something that doesn't really matter, at least one needs to learn to drop it. Yeah. Okay, we're arguing about this. This is pointless. This is not important. Let's move on. The problem is that many times the person doesn't want to lose the argument and it turns into a big thing.
Yeah, I usually see a very common problem with newlyweds, okay? And when I say newlyweds, I mean for maybe up until 2 years of marriage, is the problem called pride. Pride is the main problem in marriages right at the beginning. Why? Because I am the way that I am, he's the way that he is, so I don't want to lose the fight. I am right. Why should I do what you say? You know, so the good thing with marriage, you know, is time. You know, as time goes by, you start learning, and this is why we are talking about this, so that you can speed up the process and learn faster than we did, for example. It took us a while to figure this out. Is that there's no point over arguing if you don't agree about something. You know, just agree to disagree and understand that it's not because you gave in that you are smaller or less important.
Or humiliated.
Yes, no, you just have to see, okay then, we are two different people with two different personalities. You know, let me do what he wants, and the next time, you know.
As you're saying that, I'm remembering there was a couple, still today their marriage is going strong, but I remember a couple in the church who got married, and in the beginning they used to have big arguments about the way that each one would squeeze the toothpaste. Do you remember that?
Oh my goodness.
Because one would squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom, which I also do, and that's the right way to do it.
I disagree.
Helena disagrees. And then the wife would squeeze the toothpaste from the middle, so you would have toothpaste on the two ends. We do that, but we never argued about that. But they used to have big arguments about this. And we were saying to them, listen, it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. Just learn to live with it. That doesn't matter. And this is what the Bible says, for us to let go of pointless arguments. And something you said, Len, is the next point here, that as you spend time together with the other person, it helps us to learn more about one another. We need to learn that. You know, that's how the person is. It's okay. If it's a pointless argument about how the person is, don't try to change the person. The person doesn't like to eat something. It's okay. They have the right not to like to eat that. You shouldn't force them. That's irrelevant. And sometimes the things that matter, people don't argue. Sometimes the person sees the husband or the boyfriend lying and cheating. They don't argue about that, but they argue about the toothpaste.
Mm-hmm. And just as the example of the toothpaste, if your husband or your wife has a problem with the toothpaste, it has to be squeezed from the bottom all the way up. What does that show you about that person? What did I learn after a long time? Why does my husband make it a point, you know, to always tell me, why don't you squeeze?
Because every day I have to take the toothpaste, squeeze from the bottom, because when she uses it, she squeezes from the middle. So every day we have to, it's okay. Nobody dies, right?
Yeah, life is short for me to be just, you know, fixing the toothpaste tube. But anyway, what did I understand as time went by? That my husband happens to be a perfectionist, and yes, that habit of his annoyed me. But I looked at the bigger picture. He's a responsible person. He doesn't like debts. He's very organized. So I feel safe by his side. Do you understand? Look at what the tube of the toothpaste shows you about the other person's personality. So just drop that thing. It's not important. Yeah. Just move on.
We have to learn to use intelligence and prudence to improve the relationship. Be intelligent. Don't fight over something that is not worth fighting over. And just a word of warning, think before speaking. One word is enough to destroy the relationship. Sometimes you you in an argument, you say something in the heat of the moment, and you later apologize, but the damage of that word has been done. Yes. So it's important to think before we speak. And finally, we have to learn to lose in order to win. When you learn to let go of little, petty, unimportant things, your relationships gets better.
In fact, you grow as a person.
Yeah, but I think the important, not the only important point, but something people don't notice a lot, is that sometimes people fight for silly things. Yes. And if you remove the argument you have over the silly things out of your relationship perhaps would improve by 90%. Mm-hmm. So learn to lose to win. I've given up on trying to get her to squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom. And why have I given up? Because I shouldn't try to change her. That's who she is. It's okay. She's more carefree. It's all right. It's a perfect balance.
Yeah, because if I was to try and be like him, probably I would have a stroke by now. It doesn't suit my personality. It would be stressful for me. So I truly believe that me being the way that I am and him being the way that he is brings a very good balance to our life and to everything we do. So something I just wanted to add to finalize my point is this. Look at the bigger picture. Stop and think. If you are someone who is constantly arguing about small things, ask yourself why. Are you going through menopause? So go to the doctor and treat yourself. When I say treat, I don't talk about pampering. I talk about you focusing on the root of your problem. Because depending on your stage in life, there are many stages throughout life. You have different needs. You get moody. I'm talking to the women here. So maybe you had a baby. Your hormones are all over the place. So you are very, very picky, very annoying. You're always arguing over nothing. Go to the doctor and sort that out so that you can protect your marriage, your relationship.
And I want to say something here to the singles out there, because this advice serves for you who are married and you who are dating. But for all the single ones out there, sometimes you find a person that you see, he's a young man with character, hardworking. But you focus on little things. You discard that person as a possible future partner for you because of little things. I don't like his teeth. Sense. I don't like his dress sense. But these are things you can help him with. The things that you cannot overlook is the character. You're dating someone, or you want to date someone who's a liar. He has a perfect dress sense, perfect hair, perfect teeth, but he's a liar. You have a problem.
Perfect career even.
Yeah, you have a problem. But sometimes we see so many people who miss opportunities on their love life because they focus on small things, little things that you perhaps, as a future wife, you can help him improve. Yes. You as a future husband, you can help her improve. That's why you're there to bring that balance. Mm-hmm. Don't let tiny things destroy your love life, whether you're single or whether you're married. Mm-hmm. All right? You're going to watch now a testimony that's going to encourage you. And next week, we're going to be back with you again to bring with you more intelligence for your relationships and to answer your questions. Until then, God bless you. Bye-bye.
Ako nga pala si Ruth Muñero, sa UCKG Iloilo. Dati, bago ako pumasok sa UCKG, may problema ako sa pamilya ko. Ang laki ng problema ko. Tapos, hindi lang sa pamilya ko, lalo na sa sarili ko. Sa pamilya ko, medyo magulo, sobrang gulo. Always kaming nagsisigawan, nagmumurahan. Tapos, sumasagot din ako, sumasagot nanay ko, pati mga anak ko, sumasagot din sa mga matatanda. Ngayon, sa patuloy kong pagpasok sa UCKG, medyo nabigyan ako ng peace sa sarili, hindi lang sa sarili ko. Nadadala ko ang peace sa loob ng bahay namin. Natuturuan ko na mga anak ko na kontrolin ang pagsagot nila sa mga magulang ko, sa lolo nila, tsaka sa lola nila. At ngayon, pati sa sarili ko, hindi na ako mabilis magalit. May mahaba akong pasensya na hindi ko alam kung saan nanggagaling. Bigla na lang akong minsan, pinapagalitan ako, nagkakamali din ako, pinapagalitan ako ng magulang ko. Bigla akong natatahimik. Dati, sasagot talaga ako, as in mainit na mainit ulo ko. Pero ngayon, para akong binubuhusan ng malamig na tubig na may nagsasabi sa akin na, kalma lang, huwag ka nang yung mga ganun ba. Ngayon, patuloy akong pumapasok sa UCKG. Gusto kong mahikayat yung parents ko na sa paniniwala ko tungkol sa Panginoon. Gusto ko silang hikayatin kung paano ako nahasa, kung paano ako sa spiritual ko na pagkatao. Dito sa chain of prayer, simula nung nag-chain of prayer ako, medyo yung faith ko nagiging strong lalo. Ngayon, gusto ko siyang tapusin. Kakasimula ko lang, patapos na din. Gusto ko siyang tapusin. Now, I encourage every one of you na mag-start din ng chain of prayer dahil kung ano yung binigay ng Panginoon sa akin na peace, na kung anong blessing na binigay sa akin ng Panginoon, ma-receive nyo rin.